honey.
And did you want black or latte?
May I have that
Salted honey?
pistachio one?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't know?
Or what about kids who have parents who are sick or have cancer?
I don't know. I have advice for just normal people. Touch some grass. Stop saying inside.
Okay.
Touch some grass. Do something outside. Like, I think when she had her diagnosis thing, I didn't really know what it meant.
Right.
But I knew it was bad because she looked pretty scared.
When did she look scared?
Like when she was telling me and stuff.
Okay.
So I was like, I didn't know like what that meant. But it also scared me. But then she said she had to like do stuff to like fix it. And she said she had to shave her head and stuff. So I was like, ooh, I want to shave her head. So I pretended I was a hairstylist, and then I gave her a mohawk. And then I shaved her head, and she looked pretty sad, but it was, I think she kind of liked it too. He looked like he kind of liked it.
I would love some. Do you want some decaf coffee?
Yeah.
Welcome to More Coffee, Please. This episode is a special episode, and for more than one reason. Outside of the fact that Genevieve is a layered individual with a story to tell, she brought her daughter. And this will be an opportunity for us to get the perspective of not just the person telling the story, but the person who lived beside that individual. So please stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, all the things. Stay tuned, and let's get it. Okay, so young ladies, Genevieve, we've met and we've been talking back and forth for, I don't know, what is it, a month, 2 months now, something like that. And immediately, you know, when I saw you give your poem, I knew that we had to talk a little bit more, right? And we had to dive a little deeper. So our first conversation, I mean, neither one of us are very superficial people, right? We kind of dove right into it. I want you to give the people, right, an introduction of who you are, but who is that person before, right, the child, and then we'll kind of bring them full circle because we got a lot to unpack here.
Yes, lots to unpack. My name is Genevieve. I'm not an Ohioan. I'm originally from Florida, but I have been here for about 16 years now. I work in the medical device. That's kind of like who I am professionally. I work and map hearts. I'm a cartographer of hearts, I like to say.
Okay.
An arrhythmia chaser. So I'm like a nerd at heart. But I have 2 daughters, one who's going to be 30 in September, and then my younger daughter, Olivia, she's 13 and proud mom. Gosh, who was I before what?
I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But let's just say the young Genevieve. Who is that?
Yeah, the young Genevieve, very eager and career focused, very focused on not being anything like the adults in my life. So very much an overachiever, packing on project after project, somebody looking outward rather than inward. So looking for, look, I came from a very disruptive childhood.
Yeah.
A lot of trauma growing up, not a secure childhood whatsoever. Very unstable parents.
Yeah.
my mom left me when I was an infant, and my father was a raging alcoholic. So lived that life, I mean, very uncertain times growing up. My father, hindsight, I look back at and I wonder if my dad was like bipolar, just because he would wake us up in the middle of the night and we would grab a garbage bag of clothes and hit the road, and we'd be across country 3 days later.
Yeah.
Like it was, that dramatic.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always had like this self-awareness, or maybe not even self-awareness. That's the wrong word, but situational awareness.
Yeah. Right.
Like of like what was going on wasn't right, but I learned to adapt in those environments really well. And I just grew up becoming a very hyper independent, hyper vigilant, person, but also living in the fight or flight my entire life.
You said you're a professional life survivalist.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I mean, yeah, like even if we go back to my childhood, I mean, my brother and I would be on the streets of Reno, Nevada, breakdancing on cardboard for cookies, and, helping people take suitcases up the stairs for $1, or trying to slip a coin in the slot machine,
Right.
it was just, we lived in random hotels where, the bathroom was down the hall. And, I just have, when I say that I'm a professional life survivalist, I've just have had to learn to adapt through every aspect of my life, and like persevere through every aspect of my life, and learn how to overcome like adversity after adversity.
Right.
So yeah, I think, but I think a lot of us are, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that makes me any kind of special person. I think we all have our own survival stories.
Yes.
So yeah.
I think you were able to articulate it, which is significant, because I think some of us, including myself, for a period of time, you go through things and you're not able to pinpoint what it is, like what is happening, right? But to give it a name, and not just for label's sake, but to be able to better handle the thing that you're taking on, I think that's a skill. Now,
do we even know that when we're kids, though, or young teenagers, or even younger than young teenagers?
I don't think so.
Like we don't recognize that about us. You're just living in it. Do.
Yeah.
And we live, and we figured it out.
Yeah.
And this might be partly just because I grew up Gen X. But I remember just the other day I was driving down the road and I was taking Olivia to her grandparents. I was like, wow, I remember my dad would just make me get on my bike and ride my bike.
Yeah.
Like 5 miles to a friend's house, like crossing big streets.
Right.
And I mean, we wouldn't do that with our kids these days.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
It is totally different. Again, that might just be the time that I grew up, the latchkey Gen X kid who drank out of the garden hose.
For sure. Which I think there's something to that, right?
Yeah.
There was, I try to bring some of those elements forward to my kiddos, you know. It is a different space and time, though. But let me ask you this. What was the goalpost before your diagnosis rewrote the story for you?
the goal post, like what
Where
was
were you? Where were you trying to go? What was your plan?
Yeah. So, about 5 years ago, her father and I separated, and that was a time where I was trying to rediscover myself, and trying to go back and write the stories of things I missed out when I was younger, like things I wanted to achieve when I was an older teenager, where I couldn't because I was taking care of my dad, and I was taking care of the adults in my life, rather than learning what I wanted, who I wanted to be. So my 20s, I never really got to know myself at all. You know, because my oldest daughter was also born when I was 22, and with a plethora of, she was medically fragile. So I had to take care of her as well. And so my 20s was never, and my 30s was never about finding out who I was. And so, I spent my late 40s really kind of going back into getting into acting, chasing a commercial modeling career, which I did. I did both. I went to International Model and Talent Association in New York. I got placed with a national agency, which was an incredible week. You know, it was a lot of callbacks and doing monologues and comedy and improv. And I did a lot of training for that. And I got into modeling commercially, which was a lot of fun. And so here I was thinking that I was becoming this, I was doing the things that I wanted to do. I was getting involved with some, nonprofit stuff online, some fundraising stuff online, which kind of brought me to social media a little bit more. So yeah, I thought I was kind of like doing this big thing for myself, and it was all ego driven. Living in this, you know, we're all living in the conscious mind, which is driven by our ego. And I still hadn't done the work really yet. I hadn't done the deep dive on me just yet. So, and that's the hindsight perspective, because what I thought I was doing to heal back 47, 48, 49 wasn't it.
So there's it's you went from, you know, you were 22 and you said your 20s and 30s. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking that. And I ask from a perspective of, you don't look like you've survived and went through and experienced 20s, 30s, 40s, right? You don't give
well, thank you.
that
That's
energy at all. You know what I mean? So I think
She keeps me young.
I mean, seriously, I don't think anyone really knows how old you are, right? But when you give context and say, I've been through my 30s and my 40s, it's like, wait a minute.
Well, I'm 52 and I don't mind telling my age, because I don't know. I feel good in my body even after everything it's been through, and I still have always taken care of myself and physically, you know, just always wanted to, you know.
And I don't mean to put you on the spot with that, right? But I want to give you your roses, right? And give you your flowers, because I think you've touched on a couple things in terms of your ability, and not to say that it's something that you wanted to do, but you survived and went through certain things, right? But you didn't ever give up. You were like, no, I'm going to circle back to these things that I wanted to do for myself.
Well, don't get me wrong. There were definitely forks in my road where I could have gone very dark.
You could have, or did you?
I could have.
Okay.
Well, and even maybe briefly, there were times where I did go pretty dark.
Okay.
There's a few times throughout those 3 decades that I could have very easily spun out in a direction that wasn't good for me. And it wasn't because of me that I came out of it. It was because I truly believe God put people in my life at the right time.
Do you think she's one of those people?
She's absolutely one of those people.
Yeah, Miss Olivia.
And so is my first daughter.
Yeah,
my
of
first
course.
daughter is absolutely another person. And then there have been some other people, wiser people, that came into my life. It was like an intersection, like, hey, you don't want to go down that road. Not telling me that though, but redirecting me. Hey, like, come try this. I think you'd be really good at this. And it would just, again, a lot of this is hindsight perspective, you know, because when you're in the moment, when you're in in that moment of, you're like, okay, well, yeah, I'll try this, but you don't think like, oh, this could be good for, it's hard to explain. It's like, I look back at certain people that came into my life at certain times and helped me, but unknowingly helped me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They had no idea what you were doing.
I just listened and followed and tried it out. And like, oh, well, doing that led me to this.
Okay.
And then, and then so if you look back and connect the dots, it all makes sense to where I am now.
Yeah. How was it navigating that space? Now, let me ask you this, and I guess this is applicable to Olivia as well, in terms of you can give me an answer, but you were navigating some of these things alongside her. Mm-hmm. Did you try to shield her, or did you let her experience it with you?
So are we talking about my diagnosis?
Well, I mean, 13 years, right? She's 13 years old.
Yeah.
So you were, what's the math on that? 40? 39?
Yeah, 39.
39. Mm-hmm. You were 39 when you had her. So you were older, right? For a mother in terms of giving birth.
Right. Which I loved becoming a mother at 39.
There's a lot there. I'm sorry. That's, I want to make sure I'm being respectful in these questions.
There's a lot of layers, but, so I had her at 39, which was a gift because I never thought after Haley that I would have any more children.
Okay.
Just because I had a fear of having another medically fragile child.
Yes.
I was afraid of that. But having her was a true gift because she gave me a chance at motherhood again from a different perspective. And I think we're very close. When you say that, we're very close. So, we just do everything together. And, you know, my separation and divorce from her father was hard. I'll let her speak to that if she wants to, but I know it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for any of us, but, I think that time for me, I needed to leave the marriage just for my own survival and healing. Mm-hmm. I needed to walk this road alone. Yeah. Yeah. I needed to walk that healing road on my own because my ex-husband is a good person and he comes from a great family. And I just think it's really hard for people who don't experience the same kind of trauma that you do. They don't understand. Yeah. It's hard to relate, hard to connect. People don't understand, well, why are you acting like this? Or why is this happening? And so I think to fully heal, it's just a road that you have to walk alone. So, but to get back to her, I haven't shielded anything from her. Okay. We have a very open and honest dialogue. I mean, obviously it's going to be age appropriate. And since she was, so seven. Yeah. So obviously back then the conversations were a lot different.
Of course.
You know, and I even remember like our talk time is like in the bath. Okay. Or in bed. And she was really upset with me. And I didn't blame her, but it was funny. We were in the bath and you probably don't remember this, but
I was I do remember this.
You were like,
I was like, I don't want to move. I don't like this place.
yeah, and you're like, this is a strange place, and you know, you don't belong here, and so that was hard to hear.
Yeah.
But we cried through it, and her dad and I are great co-parenters. Anything that we do is for the betterment of her.
Of course.
You know, we have dinners together from time to time, and I'm still very close to her grandparents. So yeah. And then through these last few years, she's been pretty involved. She's taking good care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on a couple of things. Take me back to when you found out about your diagnosis, and what do you remember the most about that moment?
I was on my way to her Taekwondo class. She was testing for one of her belts. It was that testing when I held the board and you kicked it and I fell to the floor and everybody started laughing. I had found out on the way to that because my chart message popped up. I had not told anybody that I was going through like diagnostic testing, and I had a biopsy a few days before. And nowadays you get your diagnosis via my chart before the doctor tells.
That's a little impersonal, isn't it?
It's awful. It's really traumatic to pull up your my chart and
it's not funny, but I'm just picturing it, and it's insane.
I'm in the car and I'm just like, I pull it up and it says left breast tumor, malignant invasive ductal carcinoma.
Did you have to look it up, or did you already know what that was?
I knew what it was.
Because you're in the medical field.
Yeah, I was just like.
But most people wouldn't know what that meant.
But there was some other language there that I didn't understand.
Okay.
I know carcinoma was cancer, and I know malignancy means cancer.
Okay.
And so I just started hysterically crying. And then I got to her Taekwondo place and I
tightened up.
Pulled myself together just so I could go in and be there, be her mom there, and hold the board while she kicked it.
That's crazy.
And then it was just like, after that, that was the biggest thing. And then going back to like the doctor, I got a call from my doctor and then had to go back in and see her. And then just talking to my doctor, and it's just like, Charlie Brown, the teacher.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Cause I was just, my mind was still.
That's a lot.
I mean, cause I am somebody, like, I took care of myself. I exercise.
Yeah.
I don't, I barely drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any illicit drugs. I just, like, how am I sick? How do I have cancer? And this is what kind of led me to, deeper into my treatment. It kind of led me to the subject of the body keeps score.
Yeah.
Like we hold on.
Oh man, that's crazy.
We hold on to trauma.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Okay. And we hold on to repressed emotion and repressed trauma and feelings, and it builds up as densities in our body.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. And if we don't process it and release it, our body just holds on to it and it doesn't forget. So that I really kind of dove into reading a lot about Gabor Mate's work.
Yeah.
And getting into philosophy, Jungian philosophy, and about the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And, you have to bring the unconscious to the conscious world so you can release it, So, so that's kind of where my healing really began.
Your healing began after you kind of came to terms with like the fact that your diagnosis, or at least you felt that your diagnosis was attached to something a little bit deeper.
So it kind of deeper into my treatment, because I had a couple of my mortality flashing before my eyes a couple of times. So kind of getting beyond the actual initial diagnosis and figuring out my treatment plan.
Okay. So this is time that passed.
Yeah. So
okay.
I had to, go through 16 weeks of chemotherapy.
Okay.
I don't even know if I said what I was diagnosed with, but I was diagnosed with a very early stage breast cancer. Believe it or not, it was stage 1BN, which means that just below the stage 2 mark, because my tumor was 0.2 millimeters too small to be called stage 2. But because I had lymph node involvement and the genetics of my tumor, they call it the oncotype score, was higher.
Okay.
They recommended chemotherapy. So I had 16 weeks of chemotherapy. I had a double mastectomy.
Why did you get a double mastectomy?
It was a choice.
Okay.
I mean, it's a personal choice. I mean, I had cancer in one breast, but I just didn't want to risk having a reoccurrence in the other side.
Okay.
And, even though the doctors say that it doesn't increase my survival rate, you were going to be there.
Yeah.
If I'm going to have one breast amputated, just take them both.
Just take them both.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which it is an amputation. Is it a double amputation?
I've never thought about it
Yes.
with that language.
And like phantom boob pain is a real thing. Like you have nothing there, but you have pain.
Yeah.
So just like phantom limb pain, it's the same.
Wow.
It's a very bizarre feeling. So I had also at the same time, I had a full hysterectomy because my cancer is hormone sensitive. So I just said, I'm 50. Take the ovaries.
Wow.
I don't need them. And then I had 6 weeks of radiation to the left chest.
You had a lot going on.
It was a lot. And I suffered from a pulmonary embolus. So during chemotherapy, I woke up in the middle of the night and crushing chest pain. Thought I was having a big one. I did. I was just like, oh Lord, I'm here by myself and my chest is, so I'm having so much pain. And I called her grandpa and he's like, I'll come get you. And I was just like, I'm already driving. He's like, oh my God, Jen. So anyways, I got to the ER and they rushed and did all kinds of testing on me. And turns out that malignancies can cause blood clots.
Okay.
And also chemotherapy can also cause blood clots.
I mean,
because it changes.
You were losing you were boxing and you were getting beat up.
I was.
You were fighting.
Bald. I was, she could tell you. Now, this part I did shield a lot from her.
Of course.
This is probably the first time she's heard that story. But like chemotherapy, my former in-laws, her grandparents were so gracious to take care of me during my chemo. They told me, nobody should be alone, cause I'm not from here. So anybody who cares about me is in Florida, but her grandparents,
that's not true.
I'm still very close to them and they do care about me, but, they were very generous to bring me into their home and take care of me during chemotherapy. And she would be with her dad. So the weekend following a session, she wouldn't see some of the hard things that I had to go through, the sicknesses and stuff like that. So I did shield some of that, but I'll let her tell you about how she shaved my head. She just got a real kick out of that.
I bet that was a lot of fun, huh?
Giving me a mohawk and then shaving my head and cutting her own hair. But, so then 5 days after my double mastectomy, I had gone back into the hospital emergently because I had sepsis. So I basically, they called it sepsis of unknown origin because they couldn't find anything, infection, nothing wrong with me, but I had all the signs and symptoms of sepsis. So they had started me on round-the-clock antibiotics. They pepper sprayed me for 5 days in the hospital with antibiotics. And then I was having fevers around the clock. Talk about pain. I was so debilitated that my nurse friend would come and sponge bathe me in bed because I could not.
I mean, you were recovering.
I was recovering. I had deep bone aches. And plus I had a full hysterectomy. So all my estrogen was gone.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I was tachycardic. My blood pressure was tanking. All my, blood counts were off. I had just finished. How
did you get, as a warrior, like sometimes you feel like, is this it?
That was the darkest time of my life. I looked like an old man. I had gray things coming out of my hair. I had a flat, concave chest.
Oh my gosh.
I was beat up, battered, bruised. Yeah. I was alone. It was like legit the darkest time of my life. I would close your ears for a second. I would pray to God, I just don't want to survive this life anymore.
Close my ears.
Yeah.
Is it done?
Yes. I would pray.
No, I get it. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And that takes me to the next question, which is, you said some people are just born to fight, right? Fight what? Why? Why would somebody just be born to fight? I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think that I think we all need to know how to fight.
Yeah.
Right? Some of us are just circumstances force us to learn a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
A little bit harder.
Yeah.
So what does that mean
for you? It's true. I mean, some people, let me say this first. There's not one person that doesn't experience trauma at some point in their life.
Yeah.
To varying degrees. Different, and my trauma is not your trauma. Your trauma is not my trauma, but your trauma means something to you.
Yeah.
And whatever tools you have to help you get through it is where you've come from.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody goes through their whole life and doesn't really experience something traumatic till maybe their 30s or 40s. They might struggle a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Also, there are people who experience a lot of trauma early on. And they still don't have the tools, and they might end up taking a path that hurts them more.
Yes.
Or fall to the victim
mentality.
Being the victim mentality. Which just keeps you in a place where you're not going to crawl. You can't crawl out of that if you keep yourself there.
Yeah.
Right. So
you had a double mastectomy. You had a full hysterectomy. Even though these are physical pieces being taken from you, what did it give you?
That's a good question. I mean, it took a lot from me. It took a lot. And I say that I will never ever be the before cancer Jen. People say, how do you survive? I'm like, I didn't. I evolved.
Yeah.
And every trauma that I've experienced throughout my life, I didn't survive it. I had to evolve from it. And I think it just made me more wise. And cancer, honestly, was a catalyst to heal my inner child. It really was what made me, facing my mortality is what made me go back and rescue my little Jenny. And at 52, you know?
Yeah.
Like I abandoned her way back, probably when she was a little toddler, to survive. Like I survived my childhood. And I look back at my childhood and I'm like, how did I survive? Like, I mean, because we were barely raised by adults. Like, I don't even know how the hell I lived. I mean, because it was just an insane childhood.
Yeah.
But all I knew is I didn't want to be like the adults in my life.
Yeah.
So I was constantly giving myself marching orders. This is the next goal. This is the next goal. And you know what? Goals are great.
Yeah.
But when it becomes a detriment is when you're assigning yourself project after project, goal after goal, because you're looking for validation out here.
Right. Right.
It's not because you're trying to find the validation within yourself. Like you never got that validation from the people that matter. So you're trying to be this overachiever of sorts, or trying to be successful in everything that you do, and you have to do more.
She should have got caffeine. You're yawning.
I know. It's boring. She's like, all right, when are you getting to me?
No, she's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, like, I mean, I feel like, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. No, that's okay. But you know what I'm saying.
No,
like
I get it. You're giving yourself orders so that you can it's for you. It's not for everybody else.
Well, you want it to be, you think it's for you.
Right.
But it's really outside validation.
Yes.
You know? So I think what I've walked away from all of this is finally loving myself and being okay with just self-validation and just joy to be alive.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a good point, apart rather, to kind of go, because again, we're not even really digging into all the details of every little piece, right? Because it's a lot, right?
Yeah,
you've been through some things. Now you have given yourself the opportunity to sit down and process all of these things that have happened. And you're using the mechanism of a book. Why? When? Can we get it? Can I get it? Right? Yeah. So why a book? Why not some other format? Is there another format that you want to tell that same story in? And then, what do you want people to get from this?
Yeah. So people always told me, even like in my 30s, Jen, you should write a book. You have a crazy life.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I should write a book, haha. And then 2.5 years ago, I had an opportunity to write in a book collab.
Okay.
42 other creators. Everybody had a chapter. It was when I was first diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, and I have to thank the girl who gave me the opportunity, because, she gave me the opportunity. This was a fundraiser. So people who contributed to the book paid to be in that book because it was a fundraiser, but she was like, I want to do this for you. You have a story to tell.
Yeah.
So Danielle Claudia, she gave me that opportunity.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spread the cheer. But she, so anyways, I got to write 5,000 words.
Okay.
And after writing those 5,000 words, it was just a skim of the surface of just a teensy tiny little bit of my story. And I was like, I have to write a book.
Oh, you felt it. You got that taste.
Yes.
And you were like,
yeah, I have to write this book.
Okay.
And then so in my phone, I read some of my 3 a.m. thoughts to you guys,
Yes.
but I'm constantly, when I think of something from my childhood or my past or something that I have an idea of, like, what I want to tell people, I'll write it in my notes.
Yeah.
And then this fella, who I also met through social media, who was also part of this book collab, approached me, and he's helped a lot of people write books. He's written a few books himself. Marcus is his name. And he's like, I want to help you do this. And so I've been working with him. And so I've been working with him for about a year. And I tell you, like, writing it has been a process because, like, I extract the memories, and I've had to, like, I don't remember everything from way back when I was a little kid, but my brother has a memory like an elephant. So we would have hours and hours of conversation, talking about our childhood, and had to organize my thoughts and everything. But I knew what I wanted to get out of this book was, why tell everybody about all my trauma, right? Like, why share a bunch of horrific things that happened to me through my life?
Yeah.
And number one, I'm mostly writing this book for myself because it's been the absolute best therapy. And I've been through a lot of therapy, a lot of trauma therapy, sitting, talking somebody's ear off, and they're like this, it's like,
right.
But writing this, extracting the memory and processing it, and literally crying my eyes out for every chapter, and then feeling like this resounding relief after writing it, has been the best therapy ever for me. And so, and I have some heavy chapters in that book.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, I wrote the book, and I'm writing the book, and I'm completing the book for me.
For you. Yeah.
It is my legacy. It's my life. She will read it one day down the road. I don't know that she'll read it right away, but, she doesn't know like, my life is out of sight, out of mind to her, like, I don't have any family. Her family is all wrapped up in her dad's side, and that's great, but one day she'll know a little bit more about me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Second reason I'm writing the book is I feel like if I can help one other person be seen, then it's done its job. And there's a lot of people out there that are holding on to trauma because they're afraid to process it, because they're afraid to look back. And the only way to release the trauma is to face it, to face your darkest shadow.
Yeah. I think people say that, and I think it makes sense. It's like, okay, yeah, but what does that really mean? What does it mean to face that thing, right?
You got to pull it to the front.
Yeah.
And reconcile with it. And for me, writing it down,
that's your way of doing that.
Was my way of doing it.
Okay.
Like, writing actually what it felt to be like in that moment. Is an important, or is a very effective way to process.
Are you allowed to give the name of your book?
Yes. I mean, it's not finished yet.
For sure.
But it's Perfectly Misaligned.
Perfectly Misaligned. How close are you to being done?
So close.
Okay.
So close. I'm on chapter 18. And I think I have one more chapter in me. So, I'm working with somebody right now on the illustration of the cover.
Okay.
I didn't want to go the AI. I am not talented in that regard, but I didn't want to go AI.
Which I think we all appreciate.
Yeah, I have, a very vivid picture in my mind of what I want the cover to look like.
Okay.
I just needed somebody to draw it for me.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So
hopefully it's going to be out by the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's coming
Yes,
soon.
it is. I've given myself a deadline. It has to be finished before the end of the summer.
Okay.
But then it's got to go to editing and all of that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I think many people that are around you are probably looking forward to it as well. So I'll make sure I get that from you, because we're going to do a little reading session, you know, I might share a couple. Yeah.
You know, what's crazy though, is I'm nervous for people who know me to read it.
Oh.
Because there are some very vulnerable.
You're going to see some stuff and hear some stuff
in there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But are you good with that though?
I am good with it because it's my truth. Yeah. And you know, I think it's another thing about healing is you heal, you evolve, you become a different person, and the people who know you before healing don't quite understand that new person.
I don't know if they ever will truly, even if you tell somebody a story. You know, you said it earlier, unless you've experienced something or been adjacent to something, you still, like, it's like watching a movie. Yeah. Right? We can all watch Jason Bourne. Right. But you really don't know what it's like to be in that position, or right. So you can say, oh yeah, I saw that and I get it from like I've seen it with my eyes, but from an emotional perspective, maybe I still don't understand. Yeah. And, you know, I think giving people the opportunity to experience the story and also to hear you in a different medium is probably helpful. But those who get it will get it. And I'm 100% certain, because I'm one of them, that people will read your book and be like, wow, I thought I was the only one. You know, oh man, I knew somebody. And now knowing that first and foremost, you will survive. There's a way out, right? There are mechanisms and tools that we can use to really buckle down and ground ourselves when you're going through some hard things. And you're an example of that. So I'm really excited about it, genuinely excited about it. I'm excited to share it, and I feel great about it. Good. You know, and, you know, I share my breast cancer journey online quite a bit. I've shared, and absolutely. Like even that, women will message me like, I just appreciate, you're so inspiring that you share all of this, and you're so vulnerable. And there's a lot of women out here going through breast cancer who alone and who are lonely. Yep. It is a lonely road. And even if you're surrounded by people who love you, it's still very lonely. I want to share this with you. I think I may have told you this before, but excuse me. My pops had cancer, and he's still dealing with some of the side effects. He's in remission, and I don't know, you know, everything, right? But he rung the bell. And it's been months since then, right? But he's still dealing with some of those issues. Yeah. And you know, he's my partner in my one of my companies, like literally, and that's my guy. So it's kind of like he's a tough guy too, you know. So he tells me things, but I also understand there's an element of like he dealing with this as a man who's had to figure most of his life out by himself. And I know he doesn't know that many other men who he can sit down and talk to. You know, he pretty much talks to me and, you know, maybe one of his friends, you know. And I say that to say, I think, again, you sharing your journey on Instagram and social media and things of that nature, and giving people an opportunity to see like, oh, you're not alone in this. It's needed. There's a community of people who need more of that. They do. And I think especially for men, because men are so accustomed to repressing emotions and feelings and all of that. But yeah, I think the way is like, you have to be able to allow yourself to be vulnerable and express yourself. I appreciate both of you coming by. Thanks for having us. When your book comes out, we want to support you. We can, like I said, we'll do it, run it back, you know what I mean? To kind of give you a light reading or something like that. That would be incredible. But yeah, so I appreciate you coming by. More Coffee Please is behind you, supporting you for sure. Thank you. And Olivia, thank you for coming and spending this time, even though you were about to fall asleep on me. It's okay. It's okay. I won't hold it against you. Thank you, Miss Lady.
All right, thank you.
Yes.